Yeah, okay.
All right, so it is 9 a.m. on the East Coast, the United States, and it is 6:30 p.m. in India. And we have a very special guest here tonight. Today, I guess tonight in India, today in the United States. And this is Sacona company, or Sacona Gaming, I believe that the actual name is. And its CEO, Mr. Sachin Bharadwaj. And so what's special about this company is the following. One, Sacona is an old friend of Xcultures. So Sacona participated in the Xculture competition, it must have been a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, and now they're back, and we're very happy about that. Thank you. Second, Sacona has probably the coolest product we've ever had. It's a 5D gaming stations. So if you have an Xbox at home or maybe a Sony PlayStation, that's for kids. Here we're talking about some serious gaming stations. Those of you from the United States, those are the kinds of gaming stations that you would see like a Chuck E. Cheese. So like big machines, you get inside and you play games. So for serious gamers. And my kids like playing games. I like playing games. So I'm very excited about this particular project. And so the way we're going to do it today is we will start with a short introduction. We will talk a little bit about Sacona, introduce it to you so you know what the company does, what challenges perhaps it faces, a little bit about its history, its products, maybe a few words about the industry in general, such as, who are the main players, who are the main customers, what are the, again, challenges and history of the industry. And then we will just go in the interview mode. I have already received a lot of questions from students, and I'm sure there will be more. And I even see there are some students right here in the webinar room. I see George here, and there are probably quite a few watching on YouTube. So just send your questions, or better yet, log in and join us right in the webinar if you would like to talk to the presenter. And let's see how it goes. All right, so I'm going to stop here, and now it's all you.
I'm not able to hear, boss. Your audio is muted.
Oh, all this time? So there was no audio all this time?
No, just for the last few seconds.
Okay, good. I must have clicked on something on. So, but anyway, please, let's start with the introduction of Sacona and maybe a little background about the company, about the industry, and then we will start with our questions.
Okay. Thank you, boss. And it's my pleasure to be here on this platform. And I have been attached to Xculture from past few years, and I can say that it's very, learning is very rich. The interaction has been really positive, and I have enjoyed all those years, talking to your students and interacting with them. So, okay, let me start with the intro. Sacona is an Indian company. We manufacture products which are for gaming and entertainment industry. We manufacture mechatronics products, and that means that products which has a core of mechanical engineering and electronics engineering, and a combination of that comes out as a product which is used specifically for these industries which I just mentioned. Now, we are an innovation driven company. We build our products around innovation. When I say we really mean it, that's in our genes. We do something which is really not existing as of now in the global scenario, and we try to bring out products which are unique, which are new, which are innovative, and people would like to play those products or use those products in gaming zones or malls, and maybe right now in their homes. We are not targeting homes as such, but more of the family entertainment centers is the main target. Our market as of now has been, we have been focusing only on Indian market as of today. For last few years also we have been focusing on Indian market, but we truly believe that the potential of our products is global, and we would like to go global, and that's one very strong reason why I always give priority to be attached to Xculture, because I get good views and good strategy and good marketing inputs on how to go global. So that's a very valuable input for my company. Just to tell about me, I am an engineer myself, and then I have done my general management from Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore, India, and post that started Sacona. Before that, I worked with software companies like Infosys and Philips, and I mean around 10 years of work-ex in these companies, and then started Sacona. So that's a brief intro. We are a small team and a very charged, very active set of people who would like to do core engineering and innovation in gaming and entertainment industry. Thank you. I hope I could say all that what was important.
Yes, yes. So a few questions. I already started getting them from students. One, how old is Sacona? When was it founded?
Can you please repeat?
How old is the company? How many years ago has it been founded?
Yeah. So in between your voice is breaking. So, but anyway, I understood. So how old is the company?
Yes.
We started in 2007. So this is 8 years we have been in the business. Yeah, so we are 8 years old.
When you say you manufacture the products, do you actually have a factory and you actually manufacture them, or you outsource the manufacturing and focus more on the software or perhaps marketing or some other functions?
Okay, we have a manufacturing unit, that is the factory in Bangalore, India, and we manufacture everything in-house ourselves. We don't outsource anything to the outside world. Why? Because we believe that at this moment IP has to be ours, and we totally protect it. So till we reach some scale, we don't want to outsource, and so we manufacture everything ourselves.
This is very impressive. I didn't know that. I thought you just write the code. This is so cool. So you actually make the physical product. That's now there are a number of questions about your competition. So what are the main competitors, I guess, or what are the other players in the industry? Who else makes similar machines?
Right. There are players. I can name few like Sega and Universal and Namco. These guys have big arcade machines which are installed in all lot of family entertainment centers and all that. So we have competition from these people. Plus, in countries like China, there are many companies which make or manufacture these gaming units or entertainment amusement products. So, but to name a few big ones, there's Sega, Namco, Universal, like that. Yeah.
Okay. And there is one question, I'm not sure how to frame it. What are the what is the typology of the gaming machines in general? So everybody knows the Xbox, Sony PlayStation. Now we also know there are big arcade machines. What are the other types? I mean, we're just trying to place you in this spectrum of from very small mobile gaming stations and platforms to the biggest ones. And so where would you fit on this spectrum? And what is the main typology of the gaming machines in general that exists and how you fit in it?
Okay. When we started Sacona, we were building products around Xbox and Sony PlayStation and all that. That was the first initially 3-4 years we did products around these consoles. So primarily we were harnessing the best of these consoles and using them and giving the experience to the user to play in private in their own comfort with a lot of acoustics, engineering around acoustics and the look and feel and 3D and stuff like that. So we were doing that. But now, past 4 years, we have been focusing in one particular area that's called physical sports activity-based gaming. So when I say, let me tell you an example, like bowling. Now, bowling in a mall is a sport. It's like a physical sport, and it's a game also. So we have brought products like, for example, dodgeball. Now that dodgeball is a old dodgeball game which has been played with youngsters and kids and maybe adults in many places. So we have automated that game for indoor, and we have brought out a physical activities game called dodgeball. And similarly, we have integrated like basketball, throw ball, soccer, cricket. Now we are moving toward this physical activity sports based games, yeah, which are little they are not, yeah, right. So okay, please go ahead.
Yeah, very interesting. Yeah, again, I didn't know this. Now, there is a question also about certification and licensing. Do products like this, gaming systems like this, are they normally, do they normally require certification or some sort of inspection or license to operate, or you just make them and sell them?
I'm sorry, I'm audio is not clear. Audio is not clear.
Yes. So do products like this, these gaming machines?
It's breaking in between. I'm losing the audio.
Let me try to repeat that. Do systems like this, gaming machines like this, do they normally require certification or licensing? Is it enough just to make them and sell them, or they need to be first inspected and you need to obtain certain license before you can sell them?
Yeah, so we in India, yes, there are few certifications we have to take and we have to adhere to. But for global market, I'm sure every country has their own like a licensing or certification which is needed to sell these products. So for India, it is very bare minimum, so we can manage without much of certification or license. There are few which we have to adhere to as a manufacturing unit. Otherwise, gaming industry in India is still not developed, maybe like American industries or American or European countries, the way they exist there. But I'm sure, for example, we may have to have a CE license if we want to sell in America or like that. So, but in India, it's fine. But when we go global, we have to think about it. I hope that was a question. I lost you in between.
Yes. Yeah, that was a question. Yes. Mm-hmm. Now, there is a question from Georg Kramer, who is right here with us, and he's asking, so how does exactly this physical game work in a machine? Like if we take dodgeball, so is it all then becomes electronic and virtual and people pretend to play the game, or there is actual a physical ball, I guess? So how exactly the process works?
Okay. About dodgeball, there is nothing virtual. Everything is real. So there is a real ball, there is a real firing machine, there is a real physical arena. So you stand, or you're standing in a place where the balls are physically fired at you, and you have to dodge those balls, and it's completely automated. And if you dodge, you get a point. If you don't dodge, you don't get a point, or you get a negative point. Plus, there are modes. There are modes in this game, like you can have balls coming at you at every 1 second or 2 seconds or 3 seconds, and they're like hardship. There are hard, medium, or easy modes, and you can play those modes. So it's quite challenging. Plus, it can be easy as well. Yeah.
So some games then are actually physical games. It just, instead of the opponent's players, the machine plays against you.
Actually, yes, that's right.
Yeah. Now, one more question about the product, and then we will move on. The software. So as I understand, some of your products are the actual electronic gaming machines. And so are you using the existing software from other companies, or do you actually write the code within Sacona? So
we have two types of products. One is which uses these consoles like PlayStation or Xbox and all the Nintendo Wii. For these consoles, if we buy the games, or we use the games which are licensed and which can be used. So we don't write that code or that software. But for the games like dodgeball or soccer or basketball, throw ball, we write our own software and our own user interface for the operator or the user to play. So software for these games are ours, written in Sacona.
There's one question about the 5D. What exactly does 5D stand for? So we understand 3D, that's the physical space. What is 4D and 5D?
Okay, right. So 3D is the optical dimension, wherein you see the picture coming at you and all that. That is 3D. Then the 4D is the platform you are sitting on that is moving. Like it's a moving platform, and if you take a roller coaster, you move. And the next D, that is 5D, is there are some effects like the air is blowing or the smoke is coming or the lightning or that is another dimension, which so effects on top of it is 5D. That's it. Yeah.
Perfect physical simulation.
Yes, that's right.
Yes. Now we have a lot of questions about the competition, in the sense of, if you had to compare Sacona to other competitors, what would you say are your strengths and what would you say are your perhaps weaknesses?
Right. So the strength, let me talk about strengths first. As far as our competition goes, they are still not focusing on the physical sports gaming area, and that's one of our strengths, that we are in that area, which is our niche, and we want to maintain that. So but even I go deeper about strength, the engineering and the technology in mechatronics or integrating of mechatronics is definitely our strength. So engineering is our strength, is our core strength. And weaknesses, yes, weakness is our marketing or our going global. So go to market or reaching other markets is our weakness. And to bring out products faster is also one of our weakness. So we should work. We are working towards it. Yeah.
Sorry, that makes perfect sense. The questions keep coming, and so there is a question from Carol Lee Kost, and the person is asking from the Netherlands. And so there are a number of questions. Let's go with one. Pricing. What is the average price of machines like this in India? It's probably an expensive one. And what price category are you trying to position yourself in? Are you trying to present yourself as inexpensive, about average, or more expensive than average?
Okay. I guess if I compare to, let's say, bowling machines, which is one of our competitive area. I mean, we are competing with bowling machines, let's say for dodgeball or these games. The pricing what we have to offer is lesser, so that's advantage. That is one of our strengths. So we offer our machines at a little lower pricing. But if we cannot compete, we cannot compare our dodgeball kind of machines with arcade machines which are available. Let's say the racing games or racing simulators or fighting simulators, or that is not to be compared with. But our pricing, being an Indian company, is an advantage. We are offering lower pricing to the customers, and people are bringing from China. So these machines are not available in China. If something is comparable, also it is more expensive. So we are offering a much better pricing. Now, give you an absolute term, we are around, let's say, we offer average around 1 million Indian rupees. That is, if you divide by 70, it will be dollars. So 1 million, that is 10 lakhs of Indian rupees, is what our average pricing would be.
Machines are in general quite expensive, but if you compare it to the prices of other manufacturers of machines like that, yours is a comparatively inexpensive, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Now, there are a few questions. So who exactly are your customers? As I understand, it's not individuals. It's probably like shopping malls, maybe some sort of entertainment centers. Is that correct? Or do you also sell to private individuals?
No, we are focusing on these family entertainment centers, or they can be malls, or they can be people who have businesses inside the mall. So we are B2B as of now. We are focusing on B2B. We have not focused yet on the end consumer or the homes or individuals. So our customer is family entertainment centers primarily.
So B2B, that makes perfect sense. Now, there is another question from the Netherlands, and that is about the service that you have to provide. So when you sell the machine, is service included in the price? And if so, what exactly is included? And then what kind of service and support do the customers expect after they buy your machine?
Yeah, that's an important question. Yeah, so we do provide service, of course, because the machine has been manufactured by us. So complete support in terms of what we do is we budget some costs inside include in the pricing, but there are certain costs which are excluding. We include the operational training and the initial maintenance training to the customer, so that they can operate plus also maintain the machine without us. And then we tell them that if they want our service for the next 1 year, this is how that much would cost in India. So that is extra. But yes, if customer mostly every customer says that yes, I want you to maintain it. So we charge not a very high cost, but we charge a cost for that.
Now, there is also a question about the countries, and we will talk about that, but a related one to the service. If you were to sell your machines, for example, in the United States or in Germany or in Japan or whatever other country, how would it work with the service? Would you have then to hire a local company that will do the service if needed? Or will you be dispatching your own employees? What do you think would be the optimal mode to service the machines that are operating overseas away from your manufacturing facilities?
Okay, so the way we have designed our machines are in such that they have standard parts which are available in anywhere in the world. For example, a lot of our machines are based on pneumatic systems, and these pneumatic systems are very standard equipments which are available in anywhere in the world. So then when we supply the machines, we as I mentioned also, we give a lot of focus on the maintenance training or the support or the operation training, and we give spares at extra cost for the customer to keep spares. If anything goes wrong, they are trained to replace those things, and we also have user manual and other documents to support. Plus, we are available online and offline, so that will definitely be good support. If something goes wrong, we can guide them either through online or through phone, and we can tell them how to repair, and they are also trained for that. But if something terribly goes wrong, which are like which has not happened yet, but if it goes like this, then I guess that is what we have to really have an agreement between the user, between the buyer and us, how we will take care of that. That can be an agreement which can happen at the time of selling.
Yeah, and I can imagine if there is a market where you will be selling a lot of these machines, maybe even at some point it would make sense to have some sort of like a local service representative, maybe have some sort of a partnership with a repair company, if let's say there was a market with hundreds and hundreds of those machines.
That's right, of course. Sorry, I missed that part. Yes, absolutely right. If we are focusing on a global market and there is a potential to sell more than X number of machines, then we would definitely be interested in having a local partner who can support on service and maintenance. Yeah.
Just for example, to share, we recently had a problem with a fridge here in my kitchen, and we have Samsung appliances. And so when the repairman showed up, I thought it would be a person from Samsung, but no, it's just some sort of not a random guy, but it's like a local repair shop that has an agreement with Samsung and just services those machines, as a representative. Anyway, here is another question. Do your machines have to be online? Do they have to connect to the internet, or can they operate autonomously as long as they're plugged in the power outlet?
Yes, the way we have designed them is they can operate without being connected to internet, but there is a feature called Internet of Things, like IoT space or iOS, that is Internet of Sports, which is becoming quite famous nowadays. Now that what that does is that captures the players' real-time data and and link it with either with social network or put it on the cloud to process and to save. So we have both the features. Machine can operate without internet also. Many people in India also do that. Many customers do that. But it has also designed for integrating with IoT kind of framework.
That makes sense. Yes.
Yeah.
A number of students are asking about the markets that you would like to move into. Are there any countries that you think are a good choice, a good fit for your products, and that you may be more interested to move in than some other markets? So what are the countries that interest you most?
Right. Let me answer this question in this way, that we would be targeting countries or locations which are quite entertainment friendly in terms of maybe tourist destinations like Singapore, or outside in the world, in US, for example, Vegas, or maybe Orlando, or the places where the tourists come and have these theme parks or entertainment parks, or these that would be our target. And I guess today, US definitely, United States of America has a lot of these theme parks, and also in Singapore or other countries like Saudi, Dubai or Middle East, Saudi Arabia, and so a lot of these countries. So if I have to name few, then United States of America, yes, Middle East or Saudi Arabia, and Dubai, yes, and Singapore and these countries, yes. So that would be.
That makes perfect sense. There is a question: are there any countries that you would never want to go to? Any countries that are definitely not on your list?
At the moment, I don't think we have made such a list. So we have not thought about this, because any country which is more willing to try our products, I think we are more than willing to support. Yeah.
Makes sense. If I may add, it's not a question, it's just my own observation. Here in the United States or in North America in general, the machines like yours are actually most popular in, how should I put it, in boring destinations. For example, in the United States and in Canada, the biggest two malls are in Twin Cities in Minnesota, and then there is one in Edmonton in Canada. And the reason they have huge malls with lots of gaming machines and all kinds of entertainment is because both of these destinations are very flat and very cold. And when it gets, like in winter, in the fall, actually already, like in a month or so, it starts snowing there, and it will be snowing for half a year. And because it's flat, people cannot go skiing, for example, because, it's just flat. And there is absolutely nothing to do during the entire, like, half a year of winter. And so apparently this is the reason they build those huge malls, so that people can entertain themselves during those cold months. And like, for example, in Edmonton or in Minnesota for that reason, so I've been to those malls, and so they're so big, they would have like swimming pools, they would have like, roller coasters inside the mall, movie theaters, restaurants, all that stuff. And so, yes, if you live there and if there is absolutely nothing else to do, that's where people go. So I will not be surprised if there was demand for your machines in destinations that have nothing to do with tourists. It's just the local population is bored when it's winter, and that's what they will do.
I think that's good. That's a good remark and good input for me. Thanks for that. And you're absolutely right. If as I said, we are targeting malls and family entertainment centers and these theme parks kind of places. So whichever location has these as the facilities, our market lies there. Just to give you a small example, people in Dubai or people in Europe, for example, are crazy about soccer, and we have built, let's say, I'll tell you about one product. We have built a huge treadmill, which is like bigger than my house, a treadmill which is we are playing soccer on a moving platform and completely with lasers and sensors, and you dribble on a moving platform and score a goal in real. And that's superb. I mean, you feel like doing something unique and something out of the blue. So that's the product, and we have been told that the real product, these products would sell good in countries like, people who are crazy about soccer. So we also have such products targeting these locations.
Yeah, so maybe also Latin America. Yeah, I didn't know you could do it like a virtual soccer. So this is cool. Yeah. So here's a question also about the market entry mode. My understanding is that you're primarily interested in exporting, so you just sell the product and that's it. Or are you also open to kind of more deeper entry into the market, like opening maybe some sort of like a shop or perhaps service center, or maybe some sort of a joint venture with a local company? So what is your preferred entry mode into the market? Is it just exporting, just selling the product, or actually being there physically on the ground?
We would prefer a joint venture mode, wherein there is a partner, there's a company inside that geography who understands that very well, and we partner with them, and through their brand or through their channel, we ride on them and enter into that market. So we would prefer our first preference is a joint venture mode. But yes, if that takes time and we are ready with the product and there is a demand out there, as I said, we don't mind selling it to the customers. Because why I'm saying this, I've seen in India people import products from Germany, or people import products from other American countries, and we use them here. So they're like, in one city like Bangalore, we have one mall which has 2 products from Germany. So similar, we also can do that. We also can supply to such a place, but our focus is a joint venture model. Yeah.
Now, that opened up a number of questions that just came by email. One, so what would be your demand to the local joint venture partner? So what kind of companies would you be interested in working with or partnering up with?
Okay. Companies who have, a reach to those entertainment zones or entertainment centers, and who are either supplying to them, and who also have some products, who are dealing with these guys, and we would partner with them, and through them we can supply our products to these centers or family entertainment centers. Yeah.
Now, there is a very interesting question that just came. Sarah is the name of the student, apparently from the United States. Would you be willing to give up your brand if you found a local partner? So as I understand, what she's asking is, if there was a company, let's say in the United States, that wants to take your products and then sell them, install them, would you be okay with not putting Sacona brand name on the product and letting them put their brand name? So basically supplying the physical product, but selling it under their brand name. Would that be an option at all that you would consider?
No, that won't be an option, because we are looking at selling machines under Sacona brand, and that will not be an option unless and until there is an opportunity which is huge. Now, if you're talking about huge numbers, then as a business house, we would discuss that on a case-to-case basis. But at the moment, we want to be sold, the machines to be sold under Sacona brand. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good to know. That's a very important thing. You're right. You want to build up your own brand and present yourself as a company, not just as a manufacturer.
Yes.
And a number of questions about the logistics and shipping. So these are big machines. It's not something that you can just put in an envelope and mail. How does it normally work? How does the shipping normally works in an industry like this?
It's not. It looks complicated, but it's not. It's because the parts are very standard. They come in standard packing, and we can send it via via the sea route, or whichever is economical, and it reaches a destination next time. So this can be handled via conventional shipping or transportation channels, and our team can support them. Either one time we can one of our engineer can go and support that, or so that can be built in. That there are multiple ways to handle that. It depends on the cost customer is ready to pay. So yeah,
makes sense. Yes. Now we have a lot of questions about marketing and promotion. So how do you currently promote or advertise your products? What channels do you use? Anything else that students need to know? Perhaps, I don't know, maybe your marketing budget, maybe some other ways that your machines can be promoted.
Yeah, we would like to take part in exhibitions and expos, let's say in the global places or locations wherever the right exhibitions are happening. That would be our preferred model. Number two, if, as I said, if we find a company who has already a presence in these locations among these entertainment centers, so we would ride on their promotional kind of channels, what they use, or their events or their programs, what they have for promotion. We would also use them or tie up with them. But preferred model or mode would be exhibitions and expos in these countries.
As I understand, your customers are basically businesses, right? So it's not the kind of the product that you would advertise on the radio or on TV, right? It would have to be a targeted focus on the decision makers in the businesses that operate those kinds of machines.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
So I assume, I'm speculating here, but I assume also obviously exhibitions, that would be the #1 choice, but maybe also if the students can find some sort of like maybe specialized magazines for specifically like mall operators, or perhaps maybe some sort of like a professional association or maybe professional mailing list that goes directly to the people who would be making decisions about buying or not buying those machines, that would be much more targeted and potentially much cheaper than just advertise to a broad audience, hoping that some of those people in the audience would be potential customers. Yeah.
You're right, absolutely right. If we can also publish in magazines and there are some professional lists available and we can target that, those people, I think that would also do a very, very good job for us. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Now there is a question here again from Greg and Georg Kramer, and that's a very good one. I should have thought about that. What is your production capacity? How many of those machines can you conceivably make if there was demand for them?
Well, good thing about our business is that we can enhance our capacity based on the demand. It is being in India, that is one strength we have, that we have a lot of human resource which we can, so there is no dirt. I mean, there is a good supply of human resource available, and the real estate also is pretty much available. So as of now, we have a X demand, but we have to convert it to 2X. It will not be very difficult for us to do that. So, but at the moment, we make close to around 20 machines a month. It can be increased to X number as and when it needs to be. Yeah.
That's actually quite a lot. So I mean, given that it's about ₹1 million per machine, that's huge. I thought it would be less. So that's pretty much one a day. There is a question from Wendy Turigob, apparently from Colombia, and she's asking what Sacona thinks about the Chinese market. Would you consider China as a market where you would like to operate? And we kind of talked about that, but I guess since you asked, maybe let's talk a little bit more about China.
Yeah, I mean China, because I feel there is I have not seen a lot of gaming. They manufacture equipment, that's one thing I know, but whether they are a gaming friendly nation, I'm not sure. But yes, if there is an opportunity in China, why not? But let's say South Korea. South Korea is one country which is very gaming or competition. So we are looking for countries who have a lot of demand for these equipments. But if China, I mean, I'm sure, honestly, Hello.
Yes, I can hear you. We broke up for a second, but I can hear you now.
Yeah. Yeah. Audio was breaking in again.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we can hear you. Everything's good.
Yeah, I think it's okay now.
We're good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yes.
Yeah. Now we have many questions about what we call the ultimate business proposal viability test. So in the challenge, we included a note that students are welcome to try and put their proposal to a real life test and actually try and see if there is demand for your product in their country. So basically go out, talk to the people in the malls, entertainment centers, and see if they would like to buy Sacona machines. And so there are many questions from students who say, how exactly would that work? So would they just approach the manager of the mall and then say, well, I know there is a company in India that makes these machines, would you consider buying one? Or there is a different protocol here. So what's the best way to approach a local company and try to get a contract for Sacona?
Okay, yeah, I would guess, because it may differ in country to country how these these zones are operated. But I'll tell you the Indian scenario. In India, and these entertainment zones, they have the managers, and through managers they are like either the directors or the promoters of the company can be reached, and their contact details are available quite handy through the managers, because they are always interested to know what is unique in the industry, and they are very receptive to know new ideas and products which are available in the market. So better is to makers in that country for that family entertainment center, and that would be through a manager, maybe, if we don't know them directly. Yes.
And then a related question, do you have some sort of printable, like booklets or pamphlets that students can download, print, and then show to the potential buyers? Or maybe some sort of price list, or maybe some other materials that they can use to show and kind of present your company when they talk about Sacona?
I was not, half of the question I could not understand or listen because of audio. So I just answered whatever I could. Yes, if we have to supply, we will be giving, all the pictures, all the applications, and also the pricing related information to the students, and they can take that and go to the people and showcase, this is what is the product, this is what the specification, and all the live the operational videos will be available for the.
So as long as there will be some materials that they can distribute.
Audio is still not clear, boss. I guess it's a lot of disturbance.
Yes. So for some
the
reason,
signal is a problem here.
Well, so let me also, I see there are several people who joined us here. So if you hear me, so I see Natalia here, I see Ali or Ale here. Did you want to ask questions? So if you would like, just unmute your microphone and go online and ask your questions. And otherwise, I will continue with mine. So same thing, Georg. So if you would like to ask your questions, don't feel embarrassed. Go ahead. But in any case, we are almost out of time. So we are trying to stay within 45 minutes. I would like to ask if you would like to maybe add anything else. Are there any other important facts or important things that you would like to tell about Sacona and the industry that students need to know in order to do a good job resolving your challenge? Any other concluding remarks that we didn't touch upon?
Boss, I'm not able to hear you properly. Is it possible if I dial back again with a new signal?
Let me type the
log
question.
out and log in again.
Okay, let's try that. Let's try that. Okay.
Hello.
Yes, log out, log in.
Okay, I'll just I'll just dial back quite soon. Yeah.
Okay. And assuming that the sound works for everybody else, because it could be a connection just on one end, as I said, so there are several people I see here in the chat room. I see Georg, I see Natalia, I see Alia or Ale. So if you have any questions, now would be a good time to ask. We will be wrapping up in a few minutes. So this is your opportunity to try and ask the questions in person. And if you would like to do that, just unmute your microphone, state your question, and we'll go that way. Yes, so for some reason, yes, all of a sudden. Okay, well, let's see if the speaker will be able to rejoin us, Mr. Sachin. So if it works, we may talk for a few more minutes. But if there is no connection, we will just stop here. I've gone through pretty much all of my questions. I have a few more questions in the email here, but most of them are repetitive. So most of them are the things that we already talked about. So I think we can just stop here and let's see if it's going to work now. But if not, that's fine too. Is it better now? Can you hear me?
Hi, I'm back. Yeah, I can hear you now. Yes.
Okay. So
can you hear me?
Yes. So we have a few new questions. Now Georg asks from the Netherlands. He asks, is there a survey that you conduct to survey the current customers about their experiences with Sacona product? And if so, is it possible to get the data and see how you measure that, I suppose, and what the answers are?
Yes, there is a format, or there is a survey form we have, and there are some results available. So I can share with the students also that, yes.
Thank you so much. But as I was saying, so we are almost out of time. We are trying to stay within 45 minutes, and we're a little over time now. Are there any other comments, perhaps, or maybe concluding remarks, or anything else you would like to add to make sure that students have all information they need to resolve the challenge? So anything else we didn't touch upon that is important and needs to be said?
Okay. Yes. One is that, when students are looking at Sacona, they would look as a company who is completely around innovation, and it is not a mass production or a mass volume kind of facility or a business. We are still trying to build our capability. So it is basically a company which is still trying to grow. We have still not matured or reached a state wherein we can say that we are ready and this is the product. So every day we are bringing a new capability in the market. So please keep that in mind, that it's all around innovation, it's all around customization, it's all around servicing. May not be 100 people, maybe 10, but servicing them good. So customer service is something which we are very serious and very particular about, and we want to have relationships with people, assist in the long term. Then we are very open people. So if you have any need of any document or any specifications from us, since we are also growing, we would be also looking at your inputs as right feedback for us to work and to give you what you want. So we will go hand in hand. Feel free to ask any question, anything on email. Maybe there is a 24 hours or a 48 hours delay when I respond, but I'll be personally responding to all of your I evolve with you. So we are like you and you are like us. It's like this. So please adjust with us, and we will definitely be satisfying your queries in the right time.
If I may, Mr. Bharadwaj, I've received a number of questions throughout the webinar, and just now, several people ask about your personal kind of life. They're asking, is it difficult to be a manager of a company? Do you have time left for your family? How does that work? And I suppose students are looking, maybe for being like you one day, so they just would like to know about that personal side. Would you share that with us, please?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, I mean, it's very individualistic. In this question is every people will answer it differently, but how I live is I enjoy my work, and that's my so my work is my life, and my life is my work. It's like my family is also when I go to my factory, my workers are my family, and when I come home, my family, my kids are also my family. So it is one and the same, because I'm enjoying what I'm doing. Honestly, I'm a little lucky that I could do what I really wanted to do, and that's the best part of it. So please do what you really want to do. You will enjoy in life. You will never regret whether it is success or failure. you will keep enjoying it, and you will, you know, finding new ways to do. So I live my life. Whenever I want to take off, I take off. Whenever I want to work very hard, I work very hard. So it's completely open, and I innovate every day.
Now, there is a question also from Maggie Connor. She's asking, so what is the hardest part of being a boss? What is the hardest part of being a manager?
Hardest part of being a boss would be, in my case, would be to you know, to not satisfy everyone in the company, or to meet their expectations completely. That is what you know, is the hardest part of being a boss. Let's say, you know, there are X people and everybody has some expectations, and when we feel that we have not able to meet 100% of that, that is very hard to meet. So that is the hardest part, but keep trying, or keep you know, motivating ourselves to do that is the real challenge, and it is satisfying as well. Because I fully believe that my people, my employees, or my family are my first priority. I mean, then comes the customers. So first is my employees, then customers, and then me.
That's an interesting philosophy. I like it. Yes. And one last question. We've received a few questions, apparently mainly from India. The students are asking, what would it take to get a job at your company? What kind of employees you're looking for, and how can they impress you to make you consider them as employees?
Okay, we hire, especially right now, the opportunities in the company are towards business development, or the sales part of it. So we look for management graduates who have done management either in the marketing or sales or business development as a major, and they can approach us if they have done management degree or certificate program. We would look at their you know, credentials and certifications, and we would talk to them face to face, or on phone. So it's quite possible, because we are looking for people at the moment.
That's good to know. We have a lot of business people, so I don't know, maybe try and your luck. It seems like a very, very good place to work in. This is a company where the boss puts the employees first, and you don't see that very often, at least not in the United States. Well,
okay.
Let's stop here. So we pretty much ran out of time, went a little over time. Thank you so much for your time and for the interesting answers. I learned a lot. I didn't know much about the industry. Now I know more, and I hope the students learned a lot too. And if you have any other questions, please email them to us. We will forward them to Sacona. And Ale and Natalia, I do see your questions about Japan and about the software, but since we talked about it earlier, I'm not going to repeat them here, but we talked about that a little earlier. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure, and thank you for your time. We know you're busy, and it's a late hour in India, so thank you.
My pleasure, Vas, and thanks for organizing this. I really appreciate, and I want to say that you have been a very good, supportive, you know, person and friend to me, and thanks for organizing all this for us.
Yeah. Thank you so much. All right, so we're going to stop here, and